Hello everyone, Norma Woodcock speaking to you from Perth in Western Australia. I'd like to speak into the fifth Sunday in Ordinary Time Year B and the theme, A Quiet Place. Mark's Gospel chapter 1 verses 29 to 39, it's the story about Jesus healing Simon Peter's mother-in-law. She had a fever and the fever left her after he prayed and she got up and began to wait on them. And then that evening after sunset, they brought to him all who were sick, and he cured them. So I guess the first point is, this is God's response to suffering, is to heal. God does not send suffering, doesn't send evil, doesn't do any evil thing. God is love. So the first point is, God's response to suffering is to heal. In Psalm 146, 1-6, the response is, praise the Lord who heals the brokenhearted. Point 2, in the morning before dawn, Jesus got up and left the house and went off to a lonely place and prayed there. So Jesus healed and Jesus prayed. I want to read a story on prayer. There was a man who was in the habit of going off by himself into a remote wood. One day, a friend, curious to know what he was up to, followed him into the wood. When he caught up with him, he found him sitting quietly on a log. "What are you doing?" he asked the man. "I am praying," came the reply. "But why come to this remote spot to pray?" "Because I feel close to God here." "But isn't God to be found everywhere? Isn't God the same everywhere?" "God is, but I am not," replied the man. One of my definitive teachings has come out of my own story of deep prayer. And many, many years ago, when God called me to get up before dawn at 4 o'clock in the morning and to have a couple of hours quiet before I began my day, in the early days, even though I was eager to do it, I found it a little hard. But can I say to you, the fruit of that in my life has been irreplaceable. And as I work with people, I find so often that those who really want to touch the hem of the garment, that really want to intimately know God, will try to find that place and find that time, be it in the morning, not before dawn necessarily, but as you wake up, or even at night. Some of the young ones find it's easier, they don't get up that easily in the morning, easier at night. But Jesus, in his amazing ministry, these 2 points from today, he reached out to suffering. I'm sure you have suffering people in your family, in your world, your neck of the woods. And he prayed. And so it's like the prayer supported the ministry. And I guess in my simple way, that's the prayer has supported my ministry. And we all have a ministry to our loved ones and to those we don't quite love as much, though we know we should. And I want to say to you that a deep foundation of prayer, God comes into you with an energy and a power and a sustenance and a can-do power, which will enable you to do what you could not do without prayer. And so I want to encourage you today to find a quiet place. Very hard for us to be present to him if it's not a quiet place, which is what that little story was all about. It doesn't have to be the woods. It can be just quietly in your room with the door closed, just having a little bit of space. And I can promise you that you will bear good fruit and there will be a peace and there will be a plenty in your heart and flowing out of you. God bless you. Thank you for listening. I look forward to meeting you again next week.